What's up, everybody? Daniel Carp here with the Duke football season quickly approaching, sitting down with reigning ACC Coach of the Year, David Cutcliffe. Coach Cutcliffe, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Daniel. Good to see you. Enjoyed spending the day with you not too very long ago.
It was a great day.
Good to see you again.
Absolutely. So, last year, a monumental season in the history of Duke football, first bowl game since 1994. I guess the question is, what's next?
Well, let's stay reigning. Let's let our staff be the reigning ACC staff of the year. That'd be nice. But I think, this team expects to win. And it's going to be interesting to see how we handle that. I don't think we've had a team that knew they were going to win like this one does. And I don't want to discourage that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a great thing. But you got to learn to back it up. To this point, all of their work, January, spring ball, post-spring practice, lifting, summer workouts, camp, they've backed it up. So this team obviously has a chance to have 11 scholarship seniors, a number of other non-scholarship seniors, be the first senior class in Duke's history to go back-to-back to bowl games. Then something beyond that we certainly are seeking as well.
And heading into last season, the big question was, can you do it? Obviously, we know now that you can, and this year, your players have really been taking in the mindset that they are going to be able to do it. What do you think, having a season like that last year has done for the program in terms of its winning mentality?
Well, I think there's no question they believe in themselves, they're confident, but they're also hungry. Not winning that bowl game when you were the best team on the field has kind of left a little, bad feeling in their gut, and they've got something to prove. So it's great to be confident, while at the same time and have a little chip on your shoulder. So I'm excited about that.
And looking at the guys that you're trying to replace on the field this year, obviously Sean Renfrey, Connor Vernon, Desmond Scott, incredibly productive on the offensive side of the football last year. But at the same time, a lot of new playmakers coming in. Talk a little bit how you guys are trying to replace that production.
That's a big commentary on the staff. You can't assume somebody's going to play as well as Connor did. You can't assume Desmond Scott, what he did from running back to slot with that kind of success is really difficult. But at the same time, you got, this Sean Renfrey, Anthony Boone thing different. But I think Anthony gives us some things that Sean didn't have. Sean, of course, one of the more consistent quarterbacks I've ever been around. Just look for consistency there is probably the first key early in the season. If we're throwing it and catching it and executing where it's possession after possession after possession, that's a good sign, because from a talent level, this group is much more talented than any group we've had of offensive playmakers.
And, Anthony Boone takes over now at quarterback as the full-time starter for the first time in his career this year. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from spring practice into August camp now and his progression into being, stepping up as one of the leaders of this team.
Well, he's first he's done that. He's been a legitimate captain. He's backed up his energy and enthusiasm, and he's always been that way with an incredible work ethic. So I think Anthony has probably taken this role more seriously than people might think in a preparation standpoint. He's had a tremendous spring. He's produced a lot of big plays. He's become more consistent. Kurt Roper's done an incredible job in building Anthony Boone to be the best Anthony Boone he can be, not someone else. And so I'm excited for Anthony. I'm excited for the players around him. I think he's going to produce a lot of excitement for our Duke fans as well.
And obviously on the defensive side of the ball, biggest question mark over the summer was the secondary, allowing almost 50 points a game in those last 5 games last year. At the same time, Ross Cockrell coming back, preseason All-ACC selection. How important is he going to be to this unit improving this season?
Well, Ross is an extra coach, literally, and it's been talked about. But his work with the summer, we can't work with him with the freshmen. It's got us with 3 or 4 or 5 freshmen in position to help us in the secondary. Not sure yet how many we're going to play in the first game or how many we'll play all season. We don't want to burn a year if we're not going to play a lot of snaps. But I'm very pleased with the work we've gotten in camp. I think systematically we're better defensively right now. I think we've helped our guys. So the number of points are mostly affected a year ago, and we all know this, by the enormous number of big gains We led the country in the number of 25-yard plays given up. You're not going to stop people from scoring when you're doing that. What we all refer to as explosives, 25 yards is beyond explosives. And for us to be better, and it's all about points per game. And that's what we have to focus on defensively, is purely points per game.